Let's get to Cutie.
QTcinderella. By the numbers, she just enjoyed the most successful year in her entire online career. So why does she describe it as the darkest time in her entire life?
God damn.
I'm Anthony.
That's when she started appearing on the Fear Ant podcast.
And you just made up an award show.
I did. My whole thought process going into it was, okay, there's a lot of award shows in the space. Without ruffling any feathers, they do feel a little out of touch.
Yeah.
A few of them, I think, have just like kind of gotten lost in the production part of it. They've been outsourced too far that creators aren't a part of it, and so there's no insight, there's no pulse in the community. The cool thing about this one is a lot of people that I hadn't even met came to it because it was open nominations from the community. So it starts like you can vote for anybody you want. It is, which is really nice. I do have a panel, but it's not a panel that's like, okay, here are your 4. And then people look at it and they're like, where the heck did that come from? And it's because I am only one person. I wish I knew.
Yeah. How about having sex with one of the winners of your award show? How about that? Is that what other award shows are missing? Is that what they're missing? They should be having sex with one of the winners. That's right.
Every nook and cranny of the internet. I don't, but I want to. I really do. I want to meet new people. I want people that you'd never imagine in the same room together. I think that's great. You know, I wasn't too popular in high school. I never really felt like I fit in anywhere, and even in this industry.
Are you accusing Cutie of having sex with Ludwig? Really? Yes, that's right. I am.
I felt like, man, they look like they're having so much fun. I wish I got invited, or like, I wish I could be a part of that. I wish I could be a part of that. And so I was like, well, if I'm not getting invited to stuff, why don't I just invite people? I've always my entire life wanted to feel included. And so if I can be that person that makes other people feel included, I'm going to do anything I can to be that person. One of my things that made me so mad, like the negative feedback, people would be like, oh, she only invited her friends. And I'll be like, I don't even know that person's name. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, so that was one of the hardest things about it was Ludwig won Streamer of the Year.
Yeah.
And I think he deserved it, genuinely.
But people would say that because you have a connection to him that you made that happen.
And it was actually so sad because I have this part of running an event and wanting it to just be perfect. And I know who wins, you know, the day of. I know, I see the numbers. And I'm staring at it and I'm like, oh no. Like, I'm so like stressed as an event coordinator because I'm like, people are just gonna say that I gave this to him. And I was like, okay.
How do I feel now? Oh, I'm sorry. You think my convictions have changed because she's sad? Huh? You think my convictions have changed because she's sad? You crazy? I stand by my statements.
I could change it. I could change the name.
Did you think about like making sure that your partner did not win?
Yeah, I could. And I sat there and I thought about it. I said, I could change the name. I have
And
power
she
to
should
do
have
this,
done it.
But I'm not going to, because if I were to touch that, I could never say my hands were clean. And that's the whole point of like the sanctity of my show. I don't want I didn't even vote for.
Also, I can say that because I'm friends with both of them. I love both of them. And also, I also think that Ludwig deserved to win. So, you know, obviously I'm fucking kidding.
My own show.
I don't think a single person that says it, at least in like the streaming space, says it as a serious thing.
Streamer Awards was supposed to be, I was going to do it with XQC. I was going to do it on his channel and host it with him. And Pokimane is the one who like really encouraged me to do it on my channel. She's like, you will get views, you will be fine. And then I kind of came to the conclusion like, oh, I wanted a female host because in this industry, a lot of the times the male gets the light and then
sexism!
Because women are accessories.
Well, if Pokey even told me.
Why didn't you think about doing it on my channel? Why XQC's? My channel would have gotten you views too. What the fuck? That's bullshit. Also sexism. Also Pokimane did this. The fuck?
That's why she doesn't want to talk about any relationships that she's in.
Yeah,
because
she's a genius.
especially if she dates someone that's also in the industry or on the internet in some way, people will say, oh, she only got here because of that.
I never wanted to date someone in the industry because of that. And I accidentally... he's so charming.
That charming motherfucker.
I know. I really tried not to.
You were like, no.
We were friends for a very long time. He's great though. So
but in the back of your head, when you started dating Ludwig, you were like, people are gonna think that I'm only where I am because of him.
I get it all the time. I've worked so hard to make my own name. I really have in every.
Yeah, the funniest part, of course, is that like both of them were small streamers when they started dating. And as a matter of fact, Ludwig was a smaller streamer than QTcinderella was when they started dating. So technically, QT made Ludwig. That is true. And then QT gave Ludwig an award. Never forget that. Never forget that QT made an award show and then Ludwig won an award. Okay, I'm just saying. Oh, look at me. I'm YouTube's favorite son. Oh, look at me. I throw massive events with 300,000 people watching them. No! Nepotism, baby. All right, let's continue.
Every industry I've ever been in, I really try. I'll be introduced to people as Ludwig's girlfriend.
What?
Yeah. I've been introduced on podcasts, like introducing Ludwig's girlfriend.
Wow, that feels great, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah. And so it sucks because I am my own person. I have my own career. I made my own career before I ever met him. I've worked really, really hard to be my own person. It's sad because when he is streaming and he says he's hungry and I'm streaming, 500 people come in and tell me to get him a sandwich or get him something. It's sad because it just happens in this industry a lot. Like a lot of the time,
so
I'll be
fucking
like,
annoying.
Oh, Alex is coming. And they'll be like, who's Alex? And I'll be like, oh, she has red hair, she's short, she streams like variety. And they're like, I don't know her. And then I'm like, Pay Money Wubby's girlfriend. And they're like, oh. And you're like, God damn it. Like, this is new that Reddit has started breaking down on these. But if you are a female streamer, you will get clips of you walking away from your desk and they will be sexualized no matter what you're wearing, no matter what's happening, no matter if you sell sexual content or not. They'll decide it's sexual. And at one point, you could type in any female streamer on Reddit and put NSFW, and there would be a Reddit either editing deepfakes of them, tributes of them, all sorts of things against your will being completely sexualized because you're on the internet. But luckily, because people have been so vocal about it, like I did a few interviews probably a year ago about it. Yeah. Reddit's finally cracked down on them. They're harder to find. Oh. I was very bullied. I had a hard time growing up. I had a very thick skin. Yeah. But streaming it's next level. It's hard. That is the thing about Mormonism. You are never going to be good enough. I actually recently on my stream, we watched your interview with ex-Mormons.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, they didn't even get into the thick of it. But I think it's because it's hard to, you don't want to, like, I have a lot of family that's still Mormon, and I would never want to offend them. Even if my family watches this, I do think it's a cult. Being outside of it now, I think it's very scary.
Many people refer to it as a cult.
Yeah, if you do one of those, like, BuzzFeed quizzes, is it a cult? It's a cult. Mm-hmm. Like it checks nearly all the boxes. You get new names, you get, you sing, your whole entire community revolves around it. They try to keep you as busy as possible. It's a lot. It's your everything. My dad was very religious. My mom was still religious, but she never judged. Even if she was like, I'd rather you go to church, she didn't make you feel like, oh, I need to try harder. And so as pathetic as it sounds, over my entire course of my life, my mother was the only one that she was the only one that made me feel like she was there for me.
And that you were enough as you were.
Yeah, and I didn't have to change anything. I didn't, I was too poor, I was too ugly, or I was too whatever. She was the only one. And so that was really hard for me. And it's interesting what that does to you, because she was also such a supportive person. Like, I was a cheerleader and she would come watch me cheer. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would go to all of my brother's basketball games. Her children were her life. And so it's sad for me now because I know she would love to be in my chat being like, what is Peepo Frog? Like, she would love it. And she'd be the only person in my family that I would feel comfortable watching me. And so it's just sad. It's sad. And when she passed away, she was very much so in debt. Like most people get inheritance, right?
Yeah.
My inheritance was paying off her debt. Like, it was sad. And now I'm at a place in my life where it makes me so sad because I'm like, man, I could probably buy her a house if I wanted to, and now I don't have that opportunity, and it's gut wrenching, and I think about it all the time. And so like my dad will mention like a hat that he wants, and I'll just buy it for him. Like, I don't want to, like, just take it,
no
like
regrets,
I have this thing.
You don't want to look at it later.
She was the most real person in my entire life. And I mean real as in like, she would text me all the time. She'd call me every single day, like almost too much, to the point that like sometimes she'd call and you roll your eyes like, oh, Mom, I'm fine. Like she was overbearing at times, but it came from a place of like, she just wanted to be a part of your life so badly. And then to go from someone like that, that's there all the time, like there for you if you need anything, to silence, oh, it's surreal. Like it is crazy. And
you didn't know at the time how much that was benefiting you and helping you.
You never realize, I think, until it's gone, until sometimes you don't notice that the music is on until it's off, right? And so it's just like, why is it so quiet all of a sudden? Where, like, you don't have that person checking in on you. You don't have that person that cares if you got home safe, if you, whatever. And I feel lucky knowing that, like, some people never have that person. At least I had her for however many years of my life, but it sucks because that age, early 20s, that's when you finally become friends with your parents, right?
Yeah, they're a peer now.
And I was just barely getting there. I was just barely getting to that point, and it's just so sad. At her funeral, I gave a speech. I don't remember what I said, besides my intro, and I counted to 5. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said, I just got through the last 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just got through the last 5 seconds. Because sometimes in life, that's all you can do. And it's so sad. But, you know, good job, you got through the last 5 seconds. So let's celebrate that. Like, let's do what we can. And that's all you can do. And I cry about it, but it's just like, it's just such profound loss. Like, and that's the difference between, it's funny because I watched your interview with Ludwig, and Ludwig, you know, Ludwig had a dad that passed away, and he's like, yeah, my dad passed away. And I'm like,
it was such a cliff note, right?
Yeah, like, you know, and it's just, everything affects people differently, and every relationship is so different.
Do you feel almost a sense of relief when you do get a little cry out? Because it's like a little bit of that pent up
God,
emotion?
who knows?